The Nerdgasm Talk podcast is brought to you by Spaces Philly. If you love podcasts, go to spacesphilly.com where you can check out Lulu and Pop, Both Sides, Turntables, Jump Thought Super Tongue, and the Nerd Coalition's very own No Gimmicks Needed. Visit spacesphilly.com today. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. Sean Connery has unfortunately passed away. I believe it was this morning at the age of 90. The Scottish actor was best known for his portrayal of James Bond, being the first to bring the role to the big screen, appearing in 7 of the spy thrillers. He died peacefully in the Bahamas, having been unwell for some time, said his son. His career spanned for over 5 decades. He won Oscars in 1988 for his role in Untouchables. I only know Sean Connery from James Bond and Indiana Jones. Which one was it? I think it was The Last Crusade he was in.
Yeah, that's the third one.
Okay, yeah. Yep. That was the only movies I remember him from. Now, you guys probably have more of a relationship with Sean Connery than I do. How do you guys feel about this? About his untimely passing?
Well,
I don't know how untimely
I'm about to
say, true.
I mean, the man was 90.
Yeah, he was 90. He lived a full life.
That's a full life that anybody on this earth right now, especially with stuff going on, will be blessed to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, like I said, that's my target age right there. That's what I want to see. If I can see 90, then
apparently I'm not allowed to die until 91 though, because he has to go first.
Oh
so
my God. You signed the contract.
I guess.
I was very familiar with Sean Connery. Yes, I remember him as James Bond. Is he my favorite Bond? Because there's a lot of things Sean Connery did as Bond that probably wouldn't work today.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if he's my favorite Bond, but he is one of the top Bonds.
We may have this. I think we may have the same favorite Bond.
Who's yours?
Guy Pearce.
Do I like Guy Pearce?
I
like that. I'm about to say, because there was a time of that in my era that I did for a small man, I like Pierce Brosnan a little bit. But I know that's what I say about Daniel Craig too. So
I mean, I don't hate Pierce Brosnan. I just we're kind of like Bond purists in I'm not. My mama is.
So it's always been Sean Connery.
It's always been Sean Connery, and then the subsequent Bonds after him. It took a while to trickle down to Pierce Brosnan. By the time he was in the movies, she couldn't force me to watch him anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't watch obviously when Sean Connery was hot and when he was doing films in the 50s and the 60s. I didn't watch nothing like Dr. No, stuff like that. Of course, about the traditional, Goldfinger from the James Bond movie.
Right.
I got introduced to Sean Connery mostly in my lifetime with The Rock. Anybody seen The Rock?
No.
I knew of the movie, but I don't think I've seen it.
Okay, well, that was what I got introduced to Sean Connery and when it came to The Rock. The Rock came out in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie with him and Nicolas Cage and everything like that. I always loved the voice. And then, when it came to the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, he was just one movie every 2-something years, maybe.
Okay.
It wasn't nothing really, back to back, almost like it was back earlier in the career. And then, of course, I'm surprised you forgot he was in the movie Avengers, but not the Avengers that we know and love.
The original
Avengers. Really? And he had
the TV show spinoff, right?
Exactly, yes. And he's also known for getting superheroes together because how did you not mention League
of
Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Right. He was. Oh man. That
yeah.
Okay.
Now I obviously there is obviously different opinions about that movie. Mm-hmm. But me personally, guilty pleasure, I like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Right.
I
didn't care for it.
Really?
I didn't care for it.
I don't know.
It had potential. It had potential. But I was like, okay. I just watched it. I was like, cool.
That was that, early 2000s, saying superhero stuff that we was just now getting on where everybody had the team movies. I was like, just having those kind of old school kind of your universal kind of uh myth characters, stuff like that. And
Right.
I thought those were, from Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and who was basically their Hawk,
Right.
and then Captain Nemo, and then you had Jack the Ripper, you had the Invisible Man, and I was just like, this is okay. I can.
Right. It had potential. I
Yeah.
was just like, this is not it's not doing it for me.
He was also in Highlander. Yeah,
That's where
that's where you guys using the Sean Connery.
no, from James Bond.
Okay.
My mom is into a lot of science fiction stuff and spy movies and things like that. So we watched a lot of Highlander and not so much Indiana Jones. She watched Indiana Jones. I didn't. But James Bond.
You like Indiana Jones?
Oh, I never really got into it.
What?
I can understand that. I can understand.
I honestly didn't. Like I think I've seen.
Fuck y'all up.
I think I've
seen.
Okay. That movie was just bad.
But it wasn't like something that me as a little kid. It wasn't really catching my interest. A lot of the stuff I watched, I was just like, I'm here.
Watch Temple of Doom. You will laugh at every death in there.
I probably would.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate Indiana Jones as I got older.
But yeah, no, maybe if I watched it now, it would be different. But I came across Sean Connery when he was James Bond, because my mom had like the James Bond books and all of that. I remember reading a James Bond book when I was real young because it was just in the basement. And I was like, oh, okay. So she watched the movie, so I was like, okay, I'll sit here and watch it. So I've been run the gamut with him, Sean Connery and Timothy Dalton, his one movie, and was it Roger Moore? That's the one that I think.
That's what I like. Roger Moore.
People associate James Bond with Roger Moore and Sean Connery. But yeah, I mean, he lived a full life, so he left quite a legacy.
I was just a little upset that Sean Connery did not get a chance to be in Expendables 4.
That would have been great.
What was he going to do? Call in?
Do the same thing Harrison Ford did.
Yeah, ride a chopper. Where's Church? So that's the thing. I was just like, man, because I really thought Sean Connery was going to be in like the first one, maybe the second one. But I was like, by the time he gets to the third, I was like, okay, look, by the time Stallone do the fourth one, which by the way, the fourth one was turned into a comic book, and I don't like that.
Oh, what?
So, yeah, they turned the fourth one to a comic book. I still want them to do a movie.
And I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't know why. I want Sly to do movies. It's all about greed. I got you, but I'm like, but dude, knock out Expendables 4. Bring in, cause I was like, this would be his chance to bring in the leftovers that he forgot about. Sean Connery, Steven Seagal, Denzel Washington, Hulk Hogan. Nobody
wants to watch Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah.
Yes, those were the rumored list names to be in Expendables 4.
Yeah. Look how excited we are.
I mean, you should be, because look who else is on the cast of the Expendables. The Expendables are not supposed to be good movies. It's supposed to be, as you say, old, urban use with guns.
With guns. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
3
was actually good. 3 was the one with a solid story and everything.
And like he said, it just swag like myself, like the third one with Stone Banks. So
Stone Banks. I was like,
Banks,
not even Bags. I thought it was like, it's not Bags, it's Banks.
That somehow is worse. I was just looking through his movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, he had a rich career. He got knighted. That was cool. I know that this sounds like, I don't want it to sound like super dismissive. It's just, I don't have much of a personal connection. I really was into these movies. I know who he is because I watched a bunch of James Bond movies kind of against my will. So
well, he played great in these Dead also.
Yeah, so, I didn't see.
Condolences to this rough year to his family.
Yes.
And may he rest in peace. But that's a full life that anybody would be so blessed to live.
He left a legacy for sure.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. Yes, he did.